The next part is your supervisory organization. As I stated, it is one of the most important thing that we have in our HCM system. Okay. So before I go there, I just wanted to check anything that you have not understood in custom organization. Okay, I'll take this silence as no questions, and you have understood everything. The next time, I would really appreciate if you can.
Like the custom organization, as you said, only we are using when we are acquiring or merging a new entity, correct? Okay, so like for my understanding, suppose in case if I need to like something add any field or something in a like as in a where we are working in a Workday, right? In the particular screen where I want something to be add or included or excluded something in that edition and all, whether can we able to do it?
Yes, you can. There is no problem in that, but you would not be able to do it by yourself. You will have to raise a support ticket to Workday, and they will assist you in doing it. Because as I stated, the initial setup part is done by Workday themselves or one of their implementation partner. If they have allowed you to do it, they may give you the permissions to do it. If they're not, then you have to raise a ticket with them. So this is
so it will not come under this custom organization.
No, those things are not under your custom organization. Custom organization concept is completely different. What you are asking to do is, customization of a screen or a page, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that is different altogether.
Okay. Fine, yeah, I got it. Thank you.
All right. All right then, guys, anything else? Okay, no problem then. I'll move on to the next topic, which is supervisory organization. So what do you understand by the word supervisory? It looks little interesting, but what do you think it could be?
It's a group of workers into higher management level, like kind of director or MD or some head of any department.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it will be like.
No, what you're saying is right. As you're going as per the word, you're taking the literal meaning, which is absolutely fine. That is not wrong.
Okay.
Anybody else has any other thoughts?
Suppose you are the manager and I'm reporting to you, means I think you will be my supervisory organization.
No, I will be your supervisor. I will not be a supervisory organization, but yes, the concept, what you have thought, the path that you have taken is absolutely correct. Yes. So a supervisory organization is basically a department. Okay. So if I have to relate it with any, layman terminology, not Workday terminology, but a layman terminology, that it is basically a department. In other systems, you may have heard about like business unit, right? Or a project, or maybe, something in that ways. So basically in Workday terminology, we call it as supervisory organization. So every department that you have in your organization will be bounded with or to a supervisory organization. So whoever is at the top level, let's say chairman or board of directors, right? They are also a member of one of the supervisory organizations. They may not be hired, okay, but they will be in the system by default. Okay, so whoever is going to be the chairman or board of directors will always be at the top level. Now, if the chairman and CEO is same, right? You may have seen a lot of organizations where the chairman and the CEO are the same person. So it does not mean that the CEO cannot be a separate person, right? So CEO can be a separate person also. So anybody who is a chairman can be a CEO. Okay. but it is not necessary that it will only be a CEO if it is a chairman. So CEO can be an independent person also. For example, Microsoft. Satya Nadella is the CEO. Satya Nadella is not the owner of the company, right?
Yeah.
So any top level executive will handle multiple departments. Okay. So as per their roles and responsibilities, now you see the word is changing, right? As per their roles and responsibilities, the department will also change. So for a CEO, what do you think is the day-to-day activity, day-to-day work that a CEO would do? I mean, just think on it. It may be wrong, it is fine, but just think.
Adding new departments or like bringing a new project.
CEO would not do that they would bring the new department or bring the new project. A CEO's responsibility, if you talk about a product-based company, it is entirely different. If you call it a service-based company, it is entirely different. But primarily, they have 3 to 4 main responsibilities which they have to fulfill. One, they will have to, first of all, manage the public relations, right? There may be a public relations team which will be under the CEO, but still CEO would be the person who will take the decision. Okay. Which means if I have, a supervisory organization where CEO is working, CEO is the head of that department. Now under CEO, there will be one very important department, which is public relations. Now there must be somebody who is a public relations head also. There may be a department for that, but that public relation head will actually report to CEO. Okay. They may have further, subordinates and everything that will be there. But if you have to see, that is public relations. Second thing, which I have seen, what they do is they actually are going to directly monitor the sales and the marketing part. Okay. So that is one more very important part that we have, sales, marketing, right? Then if you talk about the general administration, which is, like operations of the organization. If they are managing it, then it is also a part of their responsibility. But these days you would see there is another designation, which is COO, Chief Operations Officer. So that responsibility has also been removed from CEO. But it all depends how big is your company and how big is your operations. So that is the reason that department changes. But these are the 4 main things which they have to look into an organization. And as per their responsibilities, if you see, the sales and marketing will have their own heads. They may be senior vice president or somebody who is reporting to the CEO, right? They may be, someone who is just next to CEO in that case. Okay. Does that make sense? Are you all clear on this part?
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's talk about another very important terminology which you see these days. Every organization is going to have it, but if it is a product-based company, definitely you will have this designation, which is CTO. CTO is basically your Chief Technology Officer. If you are building a product, okay, then definitely there must be somebody who is actually going to keep a tab on what you're doing. All the product team all the engineering team will be reporting to this person. Okay. Not I'm saying all the individual contributors, but like, somebody who is a president of engineering, they will report to the CTO. CTO is directly reporting to the chairman. Okay. So this is how exactly it works. Now, CIO, Chief Information Officer, this is in every industry segments, because IT has become an integral part of all the organization, right? Now, CIO is somebody who is your Chief Information Officer. They will take care of all the IT related stuff, your hardwares, your software, whatever applications you're using, your network. If you are maintaining a data center, they will take care of everything. Then you have CFO. which is Chief Financial Officer. This also is a very important position, and their responsibility is to maintain the finance. Although they will have a very small team, not necessarily it will be a very big team. Every location may have 1 or 2 accountants, not more than that. Okay, if it's a very big center, then there will be a complete hierarchy of people, but still this section will be a small level of organization. And then you have CHRO, which is Chief Human Resource Officer. Now, this department is very big department, because in human resource, you only, not to actually, you don't only do the line manager role or, line HR role. You have multiple functions. You have to take care of recruiting. You have to take care of your benefits. You have to take care of the, payroll. Then you have to take care of
performance management.
Yeah, HR operations. So within HR operations also there could be further, you can say, what do you say, bifurcations. So there could be sub-departments, sub-departments. In that way, every department will have a supervisory organization, guys. Right? So this is the concept of supervisory organization. Now, how do we implement it? So first of all, we have to understand, we only create a supervisory organization for a supervisor. Now, who is a supervisor? Guys, tell me, who is a supervisor?
Head of a department?
No, not kind of a department. It's an individual. Supervisor will always be an individual, a person.
No, like head of a department.
Not necessarily head of the department. A supervisor is somebody who has at least one reportee.
Okay.
Right? So yeah, let's say I am reporting to somebody. You can take any name. Let's say Josephine. I'm reporting to Josephine. So Josephine is my supervisor. So Josephine will own a supervisory organization that is in some or the other hierarchy, which is in some other department, which will be in some department for sure. If Josephine is in HR, let's say Josephine is a HR manager. Okay. And I am just a HR executive. I'm an individual contributor and I am working, under Josephine. So Josephine is going to be my manager. Now for a manager, she's managing a person. So how will she manage a person? She will have a supervisory organization and all the control is actually there in the supervisory organization only. So when I mark the attendance, that attendance report will go to Josephine and I'll have to do it through my time tracking application, which is linked to my supervisory organization. If I'm marking any leave, that LMS is not LMS, but it is your time and attendance, or you can say leave and absence application. Again, that will be, the request will go to Josephine and Josephine is my supervisor. So if she approves, then only my leave is approved. If she's not, if she is rejected, my leave is not approved, right? So all these things I will be able to do only on the basis of supervisory organization. If I am tagged to that supervisory organization where Josephine is, then only it can happen. Otherwise, nothing can happen, guys. That's the reason I said that 90% of the work that we do in Workday is directly, indirectly related to supervisory organization. If I have to hire somebody, I will have to open a position under some supervisor, right? And then only I can actually go ahead and hire. So let's say Josephine wants to hire another HR executive, right? So Josephine will have to raise a request that, okay, I am in need of another HR executive because the number of people have increased in my span and it is not possible for a single person to manage. Then an approval will come from Josephine's manager. Okay. And then this will go to the recruitment team that, okay, I have got a new position. This is the job description. Who will give the job description? It will be Josephine's,
manager
responsibility to send that job description to the recruitment team. No, hiring manager is Josephine here. So she will have all the rights to create the job description. And then once the job description goes to the recruitment team, if recruitment team is capable enough, they have got training in Workday, they will go ahead and create a job profile, link that job profile with a job application. That job application will be used for a job requisition, which will be posted on the portal. And then finally a position is created. So all these steps have to be followed. That's the reason, as I stated, that supervisory organization becomes a very important aspect of HCM system. Okay. So is the concept, because now what we are going to do, it will be very interesting. Why? Because as I stated, I will be actually linking everything. You see, I've taken an example of a company called TCS. I hope majority of you would know. And under that, I have a department called ERP. We also call it as a BU in some HCM system. People soft call it as business unit, but for Workday, it is basically a supervisory organization. So here you see, I have Ram, who is the owner, or you can say the manager for this department. The designation can be anything. The designation is a VP, but at the end of the day, Ram is a supervisor who is managing, person Manish. Then you have, Vivek, Mohan, Ravi, Krishna, Sam, Chris. All those people are reporting to Vivek. Vivek is reporting to Manish. Manish is reporting to Ram. So this is the structure we can only create with the help of supervisory organization. This name you will not be able to put it initially. It will come gradually. But first we will create the department. Okay. Within the department, we will have to align my, the location. Let's say SFO is my location, San Francisco. And then you have the cost centers, companies, region, right? Then you will see this particular department is headed by Manish, which is Workday. Now, this is SUP 0, supervisory organization, which is 0 level, not 0 level. I would say that it is just above, just below the, let's say, the CTO. I'm just giving an example, okay? And then this location is Chicago. But this is something you will have to define here also. Not exactly at this location, but I'll tell you how. Okay. Then you see there is a department, Microsoft. It is in Delhi, which means I need to have a different company name also. Why? Because my location is changing and that location is in a different country. Chicago is something which is in US, SFO is something which is in US, but now I have a supervisory organization which is PeopleSoft, but that is in Delhi, right? Another one is in London, right? Then you have something in Sydney. So if your locations are changing, your cost center, company, region, everything will have to be managed.
Okay.
Right? And this is the reason why we actually create multiple of these, and we will actually put it in a hierarchy in this way. So this is another way by which we can put it anything in the hierarchy, guys. Okay. You can use the hierarchy or you can put it in a hierarchy. Both the things are absolutely possible. Go beyond this because there's a lot of concepts that we are going to understand in this part. So first we'll have to create the supervisory organization. Again, if I have to create it, okay. So create supervisory organization. I don't know if it will allow me, if this user has permission or not. Yes, there you go. It has permissions, right? So if you see this supervisory organization, right? Again, what it is asking me, guys? Reorganization. So you see how important that is.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll click on OK now, and then you see name, include organization ID. You want to, because this organization ID is something which will be given by default by Workday. So we are not creating any ID. It will be there. I'll show it to you when we create it. Then the code we have to give it. And if you want to include the code, you can. Now, what do you see here? It's a different thing altogether. Include manager / leader in name. Yes, we should always do it. So we should know who is going to own what, right? Then subtype. Now my subtype will be department. Okay.
No need to change the date in the up. Can you go a bit little?
I have not created anything. I'm just,
Okay.
You can choose any date of your choice.
It's like a, so I was thinking.
No, that is taking the date of the reorganization when we created it, right? Alphabet. Remember
Okay.
this?
All right.
You want to change it, you can. Now, what I'm trying to show you here is, you see this option, which is primary location. That's the reason your location becomes very important. Without location, you will not be able to create a supervisory organization. And these locations are not those locations which you have put in a hierarchy. These are all independent locations, guys, which has address, which has all the details. Okay. Then let's see this organization assignment. So here you see, you have got company, cost center, region, division, everything is there now, right? So that's the reason I said, when we actually go into this, we will be creating a lot of it and we'll try to understand everything in detail. So this was, just, you can say, an introductory session for supervisory organization. And we will go into the detail when we meet next.